Welcome back, traders, to my market outlook on index futures for the week of February 16th. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the economic calendar, and I didn't realize that Monday was actually a holiday until I just looked at this. So yeah, nothing going on Monday. Tuesday also lacks any high impact news. We don't get any until Wednesday, 2 p.m. for the FOMC meeting minutes. And then Thursday, we do have a high impact at 8:30. So I expect most of the volatility this week to happen on Thursday. And looks like Friday as well with PMI. So I expect a relatively quiet first half of the week and then looking for volatility towards the end. Now going into the charts, I have S&P on the daily. There's actually not too much to talk about. We've been bullish. I'm still bullish. And my target is going to be up here, the buy side liquidity, all-time highs. But on the way, you see we do have this high. So this will be a good place to take a partial along with this high right here, temporarily creating relative equal highs for the time being. But below us, we do have this daily busy. I will want to see price come back and rebalance some of this fair value gap. Perhaps in the first half of the week, we rebalance this, and then I'm looking for Thursday to make a run for the buy side liquidity. Now, I am bullish, but I do not want to see this candle get taken, especially the body. I don't want to see price go below the body of this daily down candle. Moving on to Nasdaq on the daily chart, I have been talking about these relative highs for weeks, and last week we did come up to take the buy side liquidity above these highs, and we went back into an old daily fair value gap. Currently, it's in it, so I expect this to act somewhat of an inversion fair value gap, at least for the first half of the week, and come back into this daily gap that we have. Now you'll notice that this does look a little weird. What happened was I went ahead and switched to the use settlement on close, and when you do that, you can see that we do have a pretty large gap right here. So instead of having the fair value gap up here, I went ahead and just moved it down here to cover up this gap. I normally don't use this settlement as close enabled, so I mean I go ahead and turn it off, and when that happens you can see it looks a little bit weird, but I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it like that. Now I do expect us to come back down to rebalance this. We also have this daily volume imbalance earlier last month, so we could come back to rebalance some of this as well. So even though this is 50% right here, I think we could come back and rebalance at least the upper half of the daily volume imbalance. Because you see all this movement right here, this was mainly in the lower half of the daily volume imbalance. So we could come back and trade into the upper half, and that's also within this fair value gap as well. So we could come back to rebalance that before making a run for the all-time highs. Where I don't want to see price go is not so worried about this down candle since it's in the daily volume imbalance, but perhaps half of this wick. So half of the lower wick, it can get traded into, but I guess I don't really want to see a closure below 50% of this. So that's gonna do it this time around. Not too much to talk about, so I was kind of rushed. I hope I still made myself clear on where I expect price can still come back down to, where I think is permissible for price to get to, and where I think would invalidate the bullish bias. But please give this video a like, subscribe for more market outlooks, and until next time, safe trading.